The employees at an upscale jewelry boutique dismissed her because of her casual attire, a simple white linen outfit, basic sandals, no cosmetics, and an ordinary handbag. In their eyes, she wasn't a potential buyer. She was unwanted. "Keep your eyes on her," one employee murmured. "People like that don't purchase anything. They come here to take things." Her only desire was to examine a piece of jewelry. Instead, she received mockery, judgmental stares, and public embarrassment. Half an hour later, her wealthy husband's luxury vehicle pulled up. Della Lumiere sparkled like a treasure chest along the famous shopping district. The polished stone floors reflected like mirrors, while crystal light fixtures scattered rainbow patterns over silk-lined display boxes. This establishment served as a shrine to opulence, housing precious crowns and valuable gemstone bands that spoke of riches to a distinguished clientele including famous personalities, business magnates, and nobility. The centerpiece, illuminated by focused lighting, featured the boutique's prized possession, a rose-colored diamond choker. The main 18-carat stone, surrounded by perfect clear diamonds, carried a price tag of $12 million. Della Lumiere represented more than a retail space. It served as a guardian of social position, demanding specific appearances for entry. High-end fashion labels, expensive accessories, and the aura of inherited wealth were expected. Outside, parking attendants managed a succession of luxury automobiles, while the shop's social media presence, boasting 1 million subscribers, displayed customers adorned in extravagance. This environment treated appearance as currency and delivered quick assessments. Claire Monroe entered through the transparent entrance, her white linen outfit moving gently in the slight breeze, her footwear making soft sounds on the stone surface. At 36 years old, she possessed an understated beauty, piercing gray eyes, golden hair secured in a simple style, a cosmetics-free face that glowed with inner confidence. Her fabric bag contained a journal, writing instrument, and a worn photograph of herself and her spouse Blake sharing joy on their marriage celebration day. Claire had previously worked as a charity organization leader before stepping back to concentrate on charitable giving. Her fortune, an enormous wealth connected to Blake's online business empire, remained deliberately private. On this day, she had visited Della Lumiere to view the rose diamond choker, intending to purchase it as a 10th wedding anniversary present for Blake, a representation of their shared experience. She felt no need to validate herself. She simply wished to hold the precious stones in her palms. The boutique remained peaceful except for gentle classical melodies and quiet conversations among several customers, women in designer clothing, men in custom-tailored attire. Claire walked toward the main showcase, drawn to the necklace's gentle radiance. The saleswoman, Vanessa Holt, positioned herself behind the display case, wearing a fitted black outfit with her blonde hair styled severely upward. Her gaze examined Claire's clothing, pausing on the tote bag, while her expression showed barely concealed contempt. "May I assist you?" she inquired, her tone suggesting she preferred not to. Claire's mouth formed a gentle curve. "I would like to examine the rose diamond necklace, please," she requested, speaking clearly and warmly. Vanessa's expression grew tighter as she looked at Claire's sandals. "That piece is for display purposes," she declared loudly enough to attract attention. "It's reserved for customers with appropriate credentials, not casual browsers." Claire's hand moved to her tote, yet she maintained her composure. "I see," she replied quietly. "I would still appreciate viewing it. I have the means to buy it." Vanessa's laughter was harsh, a noise that made others look their way. "Are you aware of its price?" she demanded, her voice echoing throughout the boutique. "Or have you simply come here to enjoy the climate control?" A customer nearby, a woman wearing a fur-accented jacket named Diana Voss, giggled while muttering, "She probably thinks this is a discount store." Her male companion in expensive clothing smirked, his decorative buttons catching the light. "No reservation," he whispered audibly for Claire to hear. How presumptuous. The boutique's atmosphere changed as attention focused on the woman who seemed out of place. While Claire stood near the necklace display attempting to get Vanessa's attention, a group of prestigious clients assembled nearby, their designer accessories gleaming under the lighting. Diana Voss led them in, openly criticizing Claire's appearance. "Observe her dress," Diana announced loudly with disdain. "Did she wander in from an outdoor market?" The group laughed as their diamond jewelry sparkled while they photographed Claire, sharing images in a private message group called De la Lumiere VIPs. One customer, a technology executive named Lauren Tate, added, "I bet she's here to scout the location. Search her bag." The taunts became more aggressive, with Diana throwing a coin at Claire's feet while smirking, "For your transportation home." The boutique's other customers participated in the laughter while Vanessa and Ethan observed with amusement, taking no action to stop the behavior. Claire's grip tightened on her bag, her gray eyes showing controlled anguish, yet she remained silent. The photographs circulated online with captions reading, "Look, a boutique beggar." Each approval felt like another assault on her dignity. Vanessa leaned toward her colleague, Ethan Cole, a thin man cleaning a tray of jewelry. "Watch her closely," she whispered Delaby, rately loud enough to be heard. "She has that appearance of someone who will create distractions while stealing items." Ethan agreed with a matching smirk and moved nearer, keeping his attention on Claire's bag. The accusation lingered in the air like a public brand. Claire stood in shocked silence, her gray eyes unwavering despite her racing heart. She chose not to argue or raise her voice. Instead, she turned, her sandals making no sound, and walked toward the entrance with their stares following her. As Claire approached a side display hoping to browse peacefully, the boutique's security officer, a large man named Victor, blocked her path with his radio crackling. "Miss, I need to inspect that bag," he announced loudly for the entire store to hear. Claire stopped, her gray eyes widening, but she calmly opened her tote, showing only her notebook and pen. Victor smirked while shaking his head. "Keep it visible," he warned in a tone that implied wrongdoing. Nearby customers whispered, "I knew she was problematic," while recording the incident with their phones. Vanessa spoke to Ethan, saying, "She's certainly planning something. It's a typical diversion strategy." The guard remained close, his presence intimidating, trailing Claire's movements with heavy footsteps on the marble. The humiliation felt overwhelming, a calculated display. Yet Claire preserved her dignity, her sandals silent as she moved toward the exit. The recording of Victor's confrontation appeared on social media, labeled with hashtags suggesting theft. Each repost felt like public condemnation. As Claire paused near the boutique's entrance while adjusting her bag, customers inside noticed her delay. Diana Voss, her fur coat shining, called out, "Still here, dear? The second-hand shop is down the road." Her group laughed while filming as Diana threw a crumpled tissue at Claire's feet. "For your crying," she muttered. The other clients joined in chanting, "No diamonds, no diamonds," while Ethan smirked from his position. Claire's jaw tensed, but she collected her bag, ignoring the tissue with her eyes fixed ahead. The video reached social media within minutes, titled "Rodeo Rejection," accumulating 10,000 views with each comment like, "Complete failure, remove her," cutting into her quiet strength. The embarrassment continued beyond the entrance. Vanessa followed Claire to the exit, her heels clicking, and shouted, "Don't return unless you have real money." The words echoed across the boutique, causing laughter from staff and customers. Ethan gave a mocking wave, calling out, "Try a shopping center instead." A security guard at the door chuckled, his radio crackling as he muttered about expecting her to steal and run. Claire's fingers gripped her bag tighter, but she didn't look back. She stepped onto the sidewalk, her linen dress moving in the breeze, and retrieved her phone. As Claire passed the boutique's open storage room door while leaving, she overheard Vanessa and Ethan whispering to a jeweler with sharp mockery. Did you notice her bag? Vanessa sneered while tossing a cloth onto the counter. Probably already filled with stolen earrings. Ethan laughed while organizing a ring tray. I bet she thought Della Lumiere was having a clearance event. The jeweler, a stern woman named Carla, chuckled. She doesn't belong here. Probably searching for a wealthy spouse. Their laughter reached the hallway loud enough for Claire to hear while she adjusted her bag. A passing employee glanced at her, then looked away, silently complicit. The gossip spread to the boutique's internal communication system with screenshots leaking online, each joke adding to the narrative of Claire as an unworthy thief. Claire's jaw clenched, her gray eyes showing brief pain, but she continued walking as the staff's words inflicted fresh wounds on her dignity. Outside, the Beverly Hills sun was intense, but Claire, her steps remained steady, her dignity preserved. She didn't weep or yell. She called Blake, her voice soft but stable. They refused to show me the necklace, she said. I'm fine. Just tell me when you arrive. Hours after Claire's departure, the Della Lumiere VIP's group chat, led by Diana Voss, shared a compilation of her visit, her standing near the necklace, Victor inspecting her bag, her quiet departure, set to mocking music. The caption read, Linen Lady believed she could shop here. Understand your position. The post shared to social media stories reached 30,000 views with comments like, Thief in sandals, her bag probably contains our diamonds. Lauren Tate, the tech executive, created a response video with her own commentary. This demonstrates why we need better security. People like her destroy the atmosphere. The video spread to various platforms, each share inflicting new pain on Claire, who discovered it when a friend sent the link. At a nearby coffee shop waiting for Blake, she overheard boutique clients whispering, That's her. The one from the video. Their smirks stung, but Claire sipped her coffee, her gray eyes steady, her calm exterior hiding inner turmoil. The online harassment was relentless, a public character assassination. On the other end of the line, Blake's voice was a low rumble that commanded boardroom silence. I'm on my way, he said. Stay where you are. Inside Della Lumiere, the staff resumed their duties, the incident already becoming a story to share. Vanessa straightened her dress while smirking at Ethan. Can you believe her audacity? Ethan chuckled while cleaning a display case. She'll discover her place, he said, moving to help a new customer, a pop star in a glittering outfit. Diana Voss shared a photo of her new emerald bracelet with the caption, De la Lumiere atmosphere, only the finest deserve to be here. The comments say, Keishan filled with approval, the boutique's image unmarked, its social order maintained. But the boutique's refined tranquility was about to be destroyed. 30 minutes later, a black luxury sedan glided to a halt before the glass entrance, its engine purring softly enough to quiet the street. The valet froze, fumbling with keys as the driver's door opened. Blake Monroe emerged, his black suit perfectly fitted, his broad frame and defined features commanding immediate attention. At 42, he was a powerhouse, dark hair styled back, green eyes that could comfort or intimidate, and a presence of controlled authority that made the world take notice. Blake served as CEO of Monroe Ventures, an online commerce empire controlling half of North America's internet retail. His reputation appeared regularly in business publications and international conferences. He remained largely invisible to the public, his face rarely seen, yet his influence permeated every major transaction. The boutique doors opened as Blake entered with Claire stepping out of the sedan behind him. Her linen dress remained unchanged, her gray eyes composed. The room became completely silent. Trays rattled, gasps were suppressed. Vanessa's smile disappeared, her counter suddenly offering inadequate protection. Ethan's cleaning cloth fell, his smirk vanishing. Blake didn't acknowledge them. His voice was quiet but dangerous, each word cutting like a blade. Is the staff member who disrespected my wife still employed here? The question hung like an executioner's tool. Customers froze, lowering their phones. Diana Voss's bracelet clinked as her hand shook. The pop star retreated, her sequins dulled under the chandeliers. The boutique owner, Mr. Giovanni Duca, hurried downstairs, his tailored vest disheveled, his face pale upon recognizing Blake. "Mr. Monroe," he stammered while bowing slightly. "Please, this is a misunderstanding." Blake's gaze fixed on him, his green eyes freezing cold. "You allowed your employees to accuse my wife of theft," he stated, his voice cutting through any excuse. "You permitted them to humiliate her before your customers." He turned to Vanessa, who shrank back, her updo coming undone. "You told her she wasn't welcome, that she didn't belong." Vanessa opened her mouth, but no sound emerged, her authority melting under Blake's stare. Claire stepped forward, holding her bag, her voice gentle but firm. "I don't require them to know my identity," she said, meeting Mr. Duca's eyes. "I simply needed respectful treatment like any other customer." The room fell silent, the impact of her words settling like dust. Blake gestured to his assistant, a young woman in a navy blazer named Leia, who approached with a tablet. "The necklace," Blake said with finality. "Immediately." Leia's fingers moved quickly, processing a bank transfer for $12 million, the funds clearing instantly. Mr. Duca struggled with the case, his hands trembling as he lifted the rose diamond necklace. Blake took it with deliberate movements and turned to Claire. He positioned himself behind her, gently placing the necklace around her neck, the diamonds reflecting light like stars. "Now she doesn't require anyone's permission," Blake said, his voice quiet yet resonant, each word delivering judgment. The boutique's silence was overwhelming, customers staring, staff frozen. Vanessa's face lost all color, her heels unsteady. Ethan looked down, his hands shaking. "Mr. Duca," his voice barely audible, addressed Vanessa. "You're terminated," he said, glancing at Blake. "Collect your belongings and leave immediately." Vanessa stuttered with tears forming, but no one offered assistance. The security guard, once complicit, stepped aside, his radio quiet. The consequences were immediate. A junior employee, disgusted by the incident, leaked the boutique's security recording to a gossip website. The footage, Vanessa's sneer, Ethan's wave, Diane's, as tissue throw became viral, reaching 20 million views within hours. Social media exploded with linen lady content, users adding the clip with captions. They called her a thief. Justice for Claire. The footage revealed Claire's quiet dignity, her calm exit, and Blake's entrance. The necklace moment played repeatedly. Social media posts looped the phrase, "Now she doesn't require permission," each share celebrating Claire's victory. Della Lumiere's perfect reputation fractured, its review pages flooded with one-star ratings. "Elitist trash. Boycott this establishment." Vanessa's name became synonymous with cruelty. Her professional profile was ridiculed, her modeling contracts canceled as brands distanced themselves. Ethan's career prospects disappeared, his smirk now a memory in Beverly Hills retail circles. Diana Voss's influencer empire collapsed. Her emerald bracelet post was buried under comments like, "You mocked Claire." Her follower count dropped dramatically, her status offering no protection. Mr. Duca released a public apology, but it was overwhelmed by internet outrage. Reservations at Della Lumiere plummeted, its velvet displays sitting empty as clients chose competitors. Days after the footage leaked, Diana Voss and Lauren Tate faced public accountability. Diana, desperate to save her influencer career, posted a tearful apology video claiming she misjudged Claire, but it backfired, accumulating 500,000 dislikes and comments like, "Too late, bully." Her sponsorship deals disappeared. Her fur coat sold at auction to pay debts. Lauren's technology company lost $20 million in investment after investors, citing her toxic behavior, withdrew support. Her social media account was suspended for promoting hate. A group of Della Lumiere's former clients, inspired by Claire's grace, organized a boycott. Their open letter, signed by 200 prominent individuals condemning the boutique's elitism, was published in a fashion magazine, praising Claire as a symbol of dignity. Its viral circulation established her as a cultural icon. At a Lumiere Fund gathering, a young woman approached Claire, emotionally sharing how the boycott gave her strength to leave a discriminatory workplace. Claire embraced her, her linen dress glowing, her victory creating ripples that transformed lives. The viral footage didn't just embarrass Della Lumiere, it triggered a legal avalanche. A class action lawsuit supported by Monroe Ventures' legal team was filed against the boutique for discriminatory practices, citing Claire's treatment and testimonies from former employees about systematic bias. The suit named Vanessa, Ethan, and Mr. Duca, their reputations destroyed as court documents detailed their actions. Vanessa's fashion blog failed, her name blacklisted by luxury brands. Ethan's retail career ended, his professional profile flooded with #thiefcaller comments. Mr. Duca faced a $10 million penalty, his boutique chain losing major investors. The lawsuit settlement funded anti-discrimination training for 1,000 retail workers, with Claire's Lumiere Fund supervising the program. Social media celebrated the verdict with #DiamondJustice trending as users posted, "They judged her dress. Now they're unemployed." Claire watched the news from her bungalow, her tote on the table, her heart steady knowing justice had transformed an industry. The world applauded her quiet victory, a triumph born of dignity, not revenge. The boutique's social media lost 100,000 followers, its aura of exclusivity now a cautionary tale, but the story didn't conclude with the necklace. A week later, Claire stood at a news conference in a simple navy dress, the rose diamond necklace absent, her tote on a nearby chair. She faced a crowd of reporters, her gray eyes steady, and announced the establishment of the Lumiere Fund, a non-profit seeded with $12 million, the necklace's full value. "This fund," she said, her voice clear, "will assist women facing discrimination in elite workplaces, particularly those judged for their appearance or background." The crowd burst into applause, cameras flashing. "No one should be made to feel inferior," she added, "not for their clothing, their bag, or their aspirations." The announcement gained global attention with #Lumiere Fund, surpassing Linen Lady, each share testament to Claire's vision. The fund's impact was immediate. Within months, it had trained 500 women in leadership abilities, funded legal assistance for workplace harassment cases, and partnered with universities to research bias in luxury retail. Claire supervised every aspect, her notebook filled with outreach ideas, her tote constant at board meetings. Blake supported her quietly, his luxury car parked outside, but it was Claire's passion that powered the mission. The necklace, now on museum loan, became a symbol not of wealth, but of resilience. Women nationwide sent Claire letters sharing stories of being dismissed, mocked, or underestimated. She read each one, her gray eyes bright with purpose. Della Lumiere never recovered. 6 months later, it closed its Rodeo Drive location, its chandeliers dark, its cases empty. The rose diamond's absence was a wound, its legacy tied to Claire's triumph. Mr. Duca retired, his name forgotten, while Vanessa and Ethan struggled for minimum wage positions, their elitism now obsolete. Diana Voss's influencer empire crumbled, her fur coat sold at auction. The world witnessed Claire's rise, her linen dress and symbol of humility and strength. She felt no need to gloat. She had created something better, not through anger but through grace. Claire and Blake celebrated their anniversary at home, their modest Bel Air bungalow filled with laughter. She wore her linen dress, he his black suit without a tie. They danced in the garden with city lights below, the necklace a memory they didn't need. Their wealth was enormous, but their love was greater, rooted in years of shared dreams. Claire's tote sat on the table holding a new photograph. Her speaking at the Lumiere Fund's launch, her smile radiant. The world knew her now, not as a billionaire's spouse, but as a force who transformed humiliation into hope. Claire Monroe didn't need diamonds. She was the light. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content.